What's up guys, Joust here. This video is going to be one in a series of 4. It's going to be a basic level 10 set of videos for each of the 4 legends: Ariane, Ozan, Linza and the Raptor. This is Ozan. It's basic level 10, not using any sapphires or any crafting things, just the cards that you'll get from playing the game for free. So you'll need to get up to level 10 with Ozan to be able to use every card in this deck. You might be able to get the whole set before getting level 10, but for simplicity's sake I just got to level 10 with everyone. What have I done to my hair? The first card is Ali Morrisane. This deck does use weapons, but Ali Morrisane is just really the only basic gold, and you'll need a lot of gold to buy the weapon, so obviously just play it when you don't have a weapon. It's a really good first turn card, allows you to buy things, and there's a lot of buying in this game. Darren Lightfinger again does a similar job to Ali Morrisane, where you lose a card and your next support costs 4 less, so that is going to be used on things like Deadshot, Dragon Longsword and Saradomian Godsword, things that cost 3 or more that you can therefore get for basically free by discarding a card, and you even gain a coin with that one, so that's very good. Duel Tournament, this is basically a free hit on the opponent. They get to hit you, you get to hit them, but hopefully you can use it when you've got a weapon and they don't, so you'll do a lot more damage. You also draw a card on this, so it basically replaces himself, so you're just doing a net total of damage to them for free. Ling the Assassin. This is kind of a sort of semi-finisher for the deck. It allows you to get to the point where if you don't find your weapons, you'll probably have a lot of gold. You can do a lot of damage that way, but it is only a one-off because A, it makes you lose half your gold, and B, it's not very reliable. I can see a deck being built around the card itself, but that requires a lot of cards that aren't in the basic set, so it's just there as a sort of throwaway, good to have in case of emergency card. Pyramid Plunder gives you 4 gold, gives the rival 2 gold. This is basically Ali Morrisane, except you get an extra gold and you don't lose your weapon. The fact you're giving the rival 2 gold is absolutely fine, because hopefully you can use it at a point where they're not expecting it. If the opponent's planning for you to give them 2 gold, they're basically going to be psychic at this game, so it's only going to have an effect next turn when they realise they have the extra 2 gold. So if you can use it to your advantage, that works well. Snapshot. This is basically a sort of semi-finisher. It takes your weapon attack and adds 1 to it, which, seeing as this deck doesn't have any power upgrades, is basically going to be your general attack -1, and it damages the enemy, but it doesn't use any durability on that weapon. So your Dragon Longsword will stay at 5/3, but you'll do 6 damage to them for free. So that's a very good card to play around. You just get a weapon, play a couple of snapshots, and you've still got the weapons to hit them with. Adamant Armor. This is just sort of a cheap heal. I mean, there's the Romley Weaklax, I think it is, that gives you 7 health. But this is half the cost and 2 less, and for a lot of purposes health and armor are interchangeable, so seeing as you need more gold for a lot of things, I went for the cheaper option. If you want the other option, that's fine on that. Deadshot. You want to be mulliganing for this first turn. If you don't know what mulliganing is, that's where the point where you throw away cards in your first turn and get new ones. This is a really good card to play on your first turn, because you can just play a Ali Morrisane, gain 3 gold, and then play this as your second card. They'll take 10 damage straight off. It's unlikely that they'll have already taken 10 damage in their first 2 cards, so it'll always activate on your first turn. It's good later in the game if you just haven't been able to get any hits in. You can play it just before you finally get your combo off, and it'll still do the damage. So, but it's still a one-off because you don't want to be planning around them having 30 health going down to 20 and then being able to heal up. Because in a situation where they don't heal up, it just becomes a dead card. So you only really want one. Dragon Longsword and Saradomin Godsword, these basically do the same thing. They're high damage weapons at 5 and 7. They cost a lot, but they do slightly different effects. Dragon Longsword's got more durability, so you can use it to hit more things. Saradomin Godsword, obviously more damage, and it also heals you. That heal can be very useful, but don't bank on it being able to save you, but it might in some situations. Black Arm Bandit, Gnome Guard. These are basically the same card, except Gnome Guard is an Ozan exclusive, and pretty much just a better Black Arm Bandit. But you want to put both in because obviously it's very important that you get gold. They give 2 and 3 respectively. Both of these are great cards to have in your first turn because they can just start amassing that gold, and you can then use that gold on turn 2 for whatever you want. Mischievous Imp, again, good on turn 1. It just thins out your deck because you can kill it without needing a weapon or anything. It gives you a free gold and you'll draw a card to replace it, and that means that you'll have less cards in the deck, be more likely to find your combo pieces, so a weapon and then ways to attack the enemy with that weapon, and it just really works for that. Scorpion, I'll be mentioning this in a couple of the videos, I think. Scorpion is not a turn 1 card. I see a lot of people think, oh, I'll play Scorpion turn 1 because it does 3 damage and I can kill it easily. No. Your first turn you want to be finding cards that give you gold, so Gnome Guard, Black Arm Bandit, and Ali Morasane are the top 3 sort of things you want to find, maybe even Mischievous Imps. You don't want to be playing Scorpions turn 1 because all it'll do is waste one of your cards and do 3 damage to the enemy without setting up your combos that allow you to do a lot more damage. Scorpion is a very good late game card where you've run out of weapons, you've run out of gold, you just need that little bit more damage to win. You can just play a Scorpion, you don't need anything. Even if they get rid of your weapons or get rid of your gold, Scorpion's still going to have your back. You're still going to be able to do that 3 damage, 6 damage total with both Scorpions. So definitely, if you've got it in your first hand, and you've got 2 or 3 other things that you already know you're going to be playing turn 1, I'd definitely consider mulliganing it back because there are better options turn 1. Amascut Temple Guard. This is a staple in any deck that runs around Ling the Assassin because it doubles your gold and basically makes Ling the Assassin twice as deadly. It can also be used if you have either of the weapons just to allow you to buy other weapons, I guess. So if you hit it with the last hit of your Dragon Longsword, it can give you enough gold to buy another Dragon Longsword, and then you'll have more chances to hit the opponent. This card is kind of weak, and if you want to cut it, fine. But if you want to build on this deck with cards you've got to work solely around Ling the Assassin, definitely leave it in. The same with Desert Strike Worm, kind of does the same thing where you hit it with a charge of a weapon. It gives you 5 gold and 2 armor. 2 armor is always nice. The 5 gold basically pays for a Dragon Longsword, and you only need 2 more for a Saradomin Godsword. The entire point of this deck is to kill your opponent with attrition, so hitting them with shots of your Saradomin Godsword or Dragon Longsword using Duel Tournament. It's also got Ling the Assassin in there as a damage sort of combo thing, and snapshots are also very good with the weapons. Things that you could put in instead, you could put in the Zamarakian. Half a second. You can put in the Mage of Zamorak, which costs 1 gold to strike a rival. That's also good, but it basically does the same thing as Snapshot while using a weapon durability, and I'd rather have those weapon durabilities to fight the big monsters in the deck. As with all basic decks, the basic decks have a lot of pieces that don't necessarily mesh well together. They seem to have a lot of branches that they can lead to multiple deck types, which is a great thing for the future of the game. Just makes it a bit difficult to start off with, but of course, as soon as you start playing with the deck, as soon as you get a few wins in, you're going to be getting more Sapphire cards and Emerald cards and so on and so forth. Be able to find which parts of this deck you like and expand off of that. That being said, the 2 best Sapphire cards I would recommend for upgrading this deck are Restore Potion is the first one. It's 3 gold, draw 2 cards and gain 5 health, because it basically heals you while giving you card draw. That's something this deck sort of lacks, is a way to get more combo pieces. You can easily take out the adamant armors. You don't mind losing the 2 gold because you'll likely be able to get more combo pieces that will give you more gold. So Restore Potion is definitely a good one for Ozan. And the other one is Mimic, which is a 0 mana card. You'll lose 5 health, but you'll gain 4 gold, so it basically becomes a better Ali Morasane, although I'd leave both in if you're running the Super Gold build. It works better because you can keep your weapon while doing it. You will lose 5 health, but the Restore Potion heals that right back up. So if you play Mimic and then Restore Potion, you get a... you lose 2 cards, you'll get a net gain of 1 gold and 2 cards. So it basically thins out that deck more, helps you find the combo pieces, which is always good, and gives you that little bit of extra gold to work towards it. As I'm going to say on the end of this, all these basic decks are definitely something you should play around with, find what you like, what doesn't work for you, and build it in the direction you want, because this deck is designed to play well, while also showing the many different facets of Ozan in this case, so you can build the deck into the deck you want. Yeah, that's been the basic level 10 Ozan build, and if you want to check out the other 3, that'd be great. I'll leave links in the description to those. This has been Joust, and thanks for watching.